Hi guys, how are you all today afternoon? Good afternoon. In this verse of Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra wanders aloud. How is it possible that a wise man who is established in the non-dual self and who is aiming at liberation gets caught in the quagmire of lust and comes to grief because of his or her sexual appetite or desire. This is very strange, he says. Actually, what looks very strange is very unsavory, or you may say that it is something in which one, when he hears about it, does not know what to say. Because on one hand, there is this renunciant who is abiding in the self, who loves God, who meditates on God, who wants to be of the non-dual nature, who is aiming at liberation, deliverance, spiritualism, etc. Such a pious person may sometimes fall prey to the machinations of material world. Ashtavakra asks how it is possible. Here, before proceeding further, I'll tell you about a famous mythological story. There was one very great sage, a Raja Yogi called King Vishwamitra. King Vishwamitra was a king who went to meditate on God and got the title of Raja Yogi. Now this man wanted to become a Brahma Rishi, and he was trying to meditate further to become a Brahma Rishi, which is considered to be the topmost stature in spiritualism as far as renunciants, sannyasis, rishis, maharishis are concerned. This scared the demigods in heaven. They felt that this king from earth, who is already a Raja Rishi, is adding power after power on him due to his very painful style of meditation, and one day he may pose a threat to our own throne. The chief of the demigods was Lord Indra. Lord Indra had several very beautiful celestial nymphs in his harem or in his court at his own disposal. Indra knew that Vishwamitra was too powerful and too brave and great to be defeated in a war. The only way to defeat Vishwamitra would be through a woman and her lust, or to defeat Vishwamitra he had to strike this man with a weapon which was too venomous and conniving for this man to reject. He wanted to play at Lord King Vishwamitra's false ego. After all, King Vishwamitra, despite his greatness and his non-dual self and his belief in self and his aiming at liberation, was in the mind-body complex. And when a person is in the mind-body complex, he or she is vulnerable to lust. So what Indra did was he sent one of his most beautiful celestial nymphs, what they call in Hindi as Apsara, a divine type of beautiful woman who was sent to the earth to seduce Vishwamitra. If Indra and Menaka would have succeeded in seducing Vishwamitra, his spiritual power would be eroded. And that is what exactly happened. Menaka, with her beauty, grace, refinement, and her mannerisms, enticed Vishwamitra so completely that this man fell prey to her charms and he lost his spiritual powers and they got eroded and he became a common person. This is what Ashtavakra explains and feels surprised about. He says that when a person is so great that he abides in the self, knows about the non-dual nature, meditates on the self, knows about the self that it is eternal and beautiful and that it produces universes and every moment like waves in an ocean, and yet after knowing this man falls prey to lust and sexual pleasures. This is like a man knows that there is a well in the front and yet with both his eyes open he jumps into it. This is what surprises, amazes, shocks and pains Ashtavakra. We all should remember this as living entities. We are very ordinary. We are not even at the level of Raja Vishwamitra. Hence, we should be very careful while falling prey to things like lust and sexual pleasures, because for that we have to pay a heavy price if we do that, and all our spiritual powers will get eroded. The only way to save ourselves from this arrow of the Cupid is by thinking all the time about self and God and surrendering ourselves totally to Lord Krishna and praying that we should be protected by Him and He should see to it that we do not fall prey to such venomous pleasures as lust and sex. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this matter. If you sincerely believe that what I am saying makes sense, kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my other videos, those from the past and those which will come in future. Please feel free to interact with me and share your ideas, opinions, doubts, quizzes, etc. with me so that we can all interact together and come up with solutions for our ignorance and our doubts, etc. Because your knowledge can help me and my small knowledge can help you. When we come out with several conclusions for several doubts, these may turn out to be knowledge for the persons who will succeed us in this material world. Thank you.